Hey, hey, lovely people. How are you guys doing tonight? It's officially Sunday morning. So if you're up, that means that you cannot sleep, okay? So I'm up for the night. So hopefully you guys will take this ride with me. So, tonight I'm going to be talking about Jailhouse Pimpin'. So, if you know anything about me, you know I wrote a book. The name of the book is called From Pain to Love by Kia Simone. Make sure you get your copy now. My book is available on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. When you go on, make sure that you um, get Keep From Pain to Love by Kia Simone because what I wanted to do. Sorry, I didn't want to play that for you guys. Make sure you get this book. It has me on sorry, my name on the front, Kia Simone, and it says From Pain to Love. Right now, I have that book listed for the low, low price of 10 bucks. You cannot beat 10 bucks. Like, are you for real? 10 whole bucks. So let's just jump into story time again. This is Jailhouse Pimpin'. The time I ran into his pregnant baby mama in the jail waiting room. So, how did we get there? So, again, there's a whole chapter called Jailhouse Pimpin' in my book. Okay, how do you end up with a boo in jail? Like how? Not regular jail, prison, okay? So it was, jail when you just go for a little short time. Prison mean you're gonna be gone for a minute. But I named the chapter Jailhouse Pimpin'. So let's just go ahead and get right on into Jailhouse Pimpin'. So, anybody that knows me knows that I was sheltered, raised in a church. We went to church Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, twice on probably Saturday, okay? And on Sundays, you stay there basically all day. They would, have dinner in the church basement and then you go back up for evening service. Literally, we were at church. Now, I may be exaggerating. We may not have been there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but we did go on Tuesday night Bible study and there was Friday night just regular services. And then you Saturday for choir rehearsal and all the other good stuff, and then the two services on Sunday. So again, I lived a sheltered life. So, what happens when you live a sheltered life? As soon as you get to be an adult, you most of us we get raggedy. We want to explore. So yes, don't judge me. And I always tell y'all, I say this jokingly, judge your mama. But again, don't judge me, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and share this story with you. So, I met a guy. Okay, he was a little rough around the edges. So, everything was, going, okay. So, we broke up or whatever. We were on and off, all that other good stuff. The stuff you do in your early 20s, you're not sure, you're still finding yourself. So it's no biggie. And I was young and fly. So I was like, we break up. Okay, I'm living my best life. So, you know, he ended up, going to jail. Now, like I said, he was living that street life. I'm not gonna lie and try to sugarcoat it. He was living a street life. So during the time he went to jail, we were not going together at the time. We were not together as a couple, but we were still cordial. We were still cool. So I don't know. It was still something about him that had me like, you know, just so into him. And I was just like, "There's something about this guy that is just drawing me in that just makes me just want to be around him." So, he went to jail and, I found out where he was in jail. Well, I was a private investigator, so I found the information. So I started writing him. Never wrote a guy in jail before, didn't know how, but I figured it out. So now I'm writing him in jail, and we're, chilling, basically, just kicking it through via mail. So just, it was just nothing, like I want to get back with you. We were just, I'm just being a good quote unquote friend. Yeah, I was being a friend. So it, again, you're in jail. It's just like I'm just being your friend. I'm out here living my best life. So at that time, he, told me that he didn't know how long he was going to be in jail. So I'm like only like 22. Like, I'm not about to wait for you. I'm living my best life. I don't know what, you don't know when you're getting home. Like, what kind of mess is that? So, moving forward, I meet another guy. And just for the sake of time, let's just call him Zeke. Okay. So I meet Mr. Zeke. Okay. So Mr. Zeke, was like the guy that I met probably like when I was like 18, but he was another person that was a little rough around the edges. But we always liked each other, but we never found, time to really like, just kick it a hook up or anything like that. So one night, me and my girls, we in the bar, we like having a good time. We in there like, ooh, ooh, what, hey, just party and have a good time. So my friend, she comes back with one of Mr. Zeke's friends. So when I seen the guy, I knew that they used to run together. I'm like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" So here comes Mr. Zeke coming, like the movie like slow motion where the guy is coming through, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I don't believe that's Mr. Zeke. Oh yes, that's my boo." Like, okay, like and it was just like that. It was like I just was so happy to see him. So, he, always, was flashing his money. He always, was a spender or whatever. So, he's like, what do y'all want? Y'all can have anything y'all want tonight, this and that or whatever. Okay, cool, whatever. So, now it's time for the bar to close. So, we're like, well, okay, well, we're about to go. So him and his friend were like, okay, so what are you guys doing for tonight? So I'm like, n- nothing. I'm just going home. We're going home, whatever, whatever. So they was like, okay, well, let's just, take the party to your house. Okay. So no, I don't just, I wasn't just young and just let anyone come back to my house. But again, I knew Zeke for a long time, well, in that time, when you're young, that seemed like a long time, but I knew him from the neighborhood and we were always cool. So I end up, letting him, come back to my house and stuff. And we were just all kicking and listening to music, watching TV, the TV on, the radio on, everything's on. We just all hee hee ha ha, laughing, joking, just having a good time. So um Mr. Zeke, what happened? Okay, so I rode. Oh, well, my friend, I rode with her, so she dropped me off. So she was like, "Okay, well, it's been a long night. I'm about to get ready to go." So she left. So that particular night, Mr. Zeke rode with his friend. So he was like, "No, I'll get home in the morning. I just want to stay with her." So okay, cool, because I miss my friend, So he ended up staying the night. Now we didn't have sex or anything because again we were always good friends. Up until that point, we've never had sex. Even back in the day, we never did anything. We were just always like really good friends. So that night he was like, after I found you, when I seen you in the bar, it was meant to be. I'm never gonna let you go again. That's why I stayed tonight. Basically he put claim on me. He was like, "You're my girl, this and that. I don't, ever want to lose contact with you again." So it was like, oh, now mind you, I'm just going along with the flow. Like I wasn't looking for a boyfriend, but I'm like, okay, I guess I got a boyfriend now. So again, it's just how messed up my thought process was. I was young and dumb. So, we're kicking it or whatever. So again, although I was, getting out, doing my party thing, hanging out, just living my best young life. So with that being said, again, Mr. Zeke was a straight street guy, okay? Like, his mother was, living the life. He was that real deal, and I wasn't ready for that. He it was his lifestyle was totally different from what how I was raised. So, yeah, we were kicking it. We were, Zeke was a fun guy. Like literally, we would be riding around, just listening to music, just vibing, just chilling. But it happened too fast. So, we just it was a relationship just instant. So Mr. Zeke, now you remember at the beginning of the story, I told you that the first guy went to jail. But again, we were not together when he went to jail. So now I'm still writing now. Mr. Zeke just came in there. So I'm still like kind of like not sure about what's going on with Mr. Zeke. So now I'm still writing the other guy, but Zeke is now my boo. He my boo. And I'll just give you a little background. That's when the Usher song came out. My what's the one? I Got It Bad. So when I Got It Bad came out, I had it bad. Now I was really feeling Zeke, but it was just like the streets were always calling him. He always was like, okay, I gotta go do this, I gotta do that. He was always like kind of like busy. When you have a street guy, he's always busy. So, again, so I'm just, downtime. I'm still writing the ex, but it wasn't nothing like really romantic. It was just like, okay, hey, how you doing? This and that or whatever. Woo, 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 woo. So, Zeke was like so laid back that he would be like, oh, okay, when he would be at the house, sometimes the phone ring, those collect calls. This call is from a Michigan correctional facility. So, but I was like, just to prove to you that nothing's going on, I'll take the call right here. It's nothing, no big deal. So the guy that was in jail, which was the ex, he knew about Zeke. I was like, I got me a new boo, this is that, it's going good, whatever. So both of them knew about each other. So, no biggie. So that same summer, um, I get a phone call from one of Mr. Zeke's family members. And the family member was like, um, Zeke told me to call you. He's in jail. Jail? Okay, what does that have to do with me? Because at that point it's just like I don't know what am I supposed to do? Okay. So, I took the information. So again, we were at that point supposed to be a couple. So Mr. Zeke uh sends his package home and he sends it to my house. Okay. The package comes to my house. So again, I'm like, this is moving a little too fast for me. Like you send your now, mind you, I told you I was listening to the Usher song. I got it bad. You got it. I got it bad. I got it bad. I had it bad. So I will be singing that song all day, at work, off work, just like because I had it bad. So, but now you sending care packages to my house. Or not care packages, but whatever it is when they send your personal belongings home. So he sent me everything, all his, stuff. So there was a letter in the package. Now I don't know if he was trying to basically like how sometimes people want you to find out something, but they just don't know how to tell you. So in the package was a letter to his mom. So he says, make sure when the box come, there's a letter in there from my mom. I want you to give her the letter. Hmm, your mom? So again, I told you guys I was a private investigator. So I decided to open the letter up. His mother, she would have to just deal with it. When she get the opened up letter, she have to deal with it because I want to know what's in this closed up envelope. So I open the letter. Jesus, take the wheel. He got another girl pregnant. What the what? So the worst thing is to get some information and you can't confront the person. So now I'm pissed off, like all the way off, but I can't call him because why? He's in jail. Like, what the what? So I'm sitting there like, okay, I can't believe he got a baby. Like, are you serious? So, um, I'm not for calling another woman, whatever. But now I'm sitting there like I can't call him. So he put the number of the girl in the letter. So I called the girl, so she was like, well, I don't know what's really going on. He seemed like he was available because, every time I seen him, he was by himself. Now, mind you, because he was a street guy, I didn't come, on the block or be, hanging out because it was too much for me to lose. So, she wasn't nasty. You know how sometimes you'll call somebody and they real nasty and real, whatever. So she was like, okay, understandable. So, fast forward, um, now I was on the visiting list. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all that part, huh? So I was on the visiting list for guy number one. So let's just say, for the sake of time or just for clarity, let's call him David. So, David was, I was on his visiting list, and I would visit David or whatever. Now that Mr. Zeke is in jail, he wants me to visit him. So now I need to go visit you and tell you about yourself. Okay. I need to tell you. So Mr. Zeke is trying to convince me that, it was a mistake. He was drunk off of the Hennessy. The girl didn't mean nothing to him and this and that or whatever. So I'm like, no, just go on with your life, this guy, the stuff guys be telling, like, just live your best life. Go on. Like, you got a, baby on the way. Y'all could be a family. I want you to be there for your son. Yada 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 yada. Okay. So again, remember, Mr. David is in jail also. So I'm on Mr. David's visiting list. So then now Zeke's mom is sick. So now he's like asking me like to do stuff. The the caring part of me let myself get dragged back into Zeke's mess. So, I'm trying to help with the mom, but again, I still have feelings for him, so I'm not gonna lie and say I didn't have feelings, because I did. So, but it was just like, I'm not trying to be a stepmom at this young age. I'm not. I'm really not. So, I fill out the visitor form because he wants me to bring his mom to the jail. So I was like, okay, so we'll fill out the visiting form, and she can ride to the prison with me. So, did you guys know that in the state of Michigan, you can only be on one visitor list at a time? Uh, you learn that. Mm. If you're not related to the person, you can't be on two visiting lists. So now I got David, Mr. David, and I got Mr. Zeke. So it's any, mini, miny, mo, catch a tiger by his toe. Who should I pick? Now, the person I am today, I shouldn't have been on anyone's visiting list. I shouldn't have been any, mini, miny, mo, catch a tiger by his toe. But at the time, I was like, dang, okay. So then, I'm playing, the pros, the cons, weighing, situation. And I'm like, well, you know, David wasn't my boo anyway when he went to jail. So, you know, let me just come off of David's visiting list. And yeah, Mr. Zeke did me wrong, but his mom is sick. And, let me just, switch, put my name on Zeke's. Now, mind you, I never told Mr. David that I was coming off his visiting list. I just did it. So I didn't know if they were going to notify him that I removed my name. I just really, you know what? I really didn't care at the time. I didn't. So, yeah. So now I'm on Mr. Zeke's visiting list. So, um, long story short, his mom was really sick, so we were only able to go. Well, she I took her to the jail, because jail and prison are two different things. So there's the Wayne County Jail, and then there's Jackson Prison. So he was in Jackson. So she never made it up to Jackson because she was really, really sick, and she ended up going to the hospital and she ended up passing. But to make a long story short, um I'm like, now I'm on your list, and I'm feeling bad because your mom is in this bad situation. So I'm like, well, maybe I should give you another chance, just being young and dumb. So I go up to the jail, and it was like, this is how, just dumb stuff. So, Michigan, after like October, November-ish, you shouldn't be driving, up the road down 94, down 75, or anywhere, because the weather is unpredictable. So now I'm coming up here to go see you. Jackson is a nice little ride. I can't remember because it's been so long. I think it's like an hour or two. So you're taking this long ride to go see this man. that basically he has a baby on you, but you're trying to you really don't want to be a stepmother, but you just, going with the flow. Again, don't judge me, y'all. Judge your mama. I was young and dumb, full of So I go up to the jail, go to the prison, and we're having a visit. Okay, and I know it's getting dark, so I'm gonna go ahead and head out. So when I head out, your woman's intuition just say something ain't right. So when I get ready to leave, I see a girl and a belly. So I'm like, interesting. Now, mind you, I never seen this girl before, because I never went to the neighborhood, where he did his, business at or whatever. So I'm like, okay, hmm. Something said go over there and look. So anybody that's been to a jail, I mean, well, prison, there's a sign-in sheet. So the sign-in sheet is not hidden; it's out there. So when you come in, you sign your name, you put your license plate number on there. Really, that's not safe because what if somebody, try to go out to your car. But because you got to think about it, just what type of people are coming to see prisoners? Even though I was legit, but what if other people are not legit? So I walk over there to the thing, and the reason why I knew her name was because you remember we want go back to the beginning when I told the story when I said that he wrote the letter for his mom, telling his mom that the girl was pregnant. So I go over there and I see the girl's name, and I'm like, looked at her, and I'm like, oh, so that means that he put you on his visiting list. Hmm. Okay. So I was like, just to make sure, I said, so you're such and such? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, oh. I said, okay, well, tell that it's over. So I didn't, and I just walked out. Feelings was hurt. And like I said, I don't even know why my feelings were hurt. I think, it was just the ego thing. So I'm riding back home. I'm mad. I'm mad. I'm mad. I'm mad. So when I get back to the crib or whatever, I'm like, telling my girl, like, girl, this, the baby mama was up there, this and that, whatever. So then I get home, starting to get comfortable, getting relaxed. So guess who calls? No, not Mr. Zeke, the baby mama. So the baby mama is on the line and she's like, Zeke told me to call you. He told me to explain to you what happened, that I basically, was the side chick and it just happened and this and that or whatever. And he don't want to be with me. He want to be with you. And I'm looking like, what type of mess is this? You what like even if you don't want to be with him, what girl caused the other woman to, clear up his mess? But it was crazy. So this is the story about when I was jailhouse pimping. I had two bulls in jail at the same time. Yes. Unbelievable. It's kind of like embarrassing now, but it's funny at the same time because you just like, thank God I'm not where I used to be. Like that was like totally crazy. Like my life was going nowhere, like literally. And the crazy thing is that when you're in a mess, you sometimes don't realize you're in a mess, and you don't. I don't even think I was looking towards the future because that type of stuff does not fit in where I'm at now. So it's just crazy. Yeah, I was jailhouse pimping. I had two bulls in jail. And I the story, you have to go read the actual story. It's a little bit more dramatic because it tells the story how like they were both in the same jail. And the guard was like, hey, you're here to see the other one, but he knew who she was really there to see. And the guard was being messy in the book. So yeah, make sure you get you a copy of From Pain to Love. My Heart Belongs to Him by Kia Simone, because your girl was doing some messy stuff, and it's just you never know, what people have been through, what they have lived through. But again, thank God for growth and change. Until next time, I love you guys. Make sure you hit that like button if you don't do anything else. Make sure you subscribe also so you can get all my live videos. And again, peace.